Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Christmas in London town. As the great Charles Dickens would have said in our beloved tale, A Christmas Carol, we have endeavored in this fest to create an idea of a tradition that shall not put the viewers out of humor and love with the season of Christmas. May this play fill your hearts with pleasant enjoyment, and may you find what is the trouble with Charley.
And scene one, some important characters introduced. Frighteningly little actually happens, but major plot points are foreshadowed. Oh, and there's a strange bit with a hanky. Exposition, exposition, exposition.
It's Christmas time in London town. Most people are at home, stringing cranberries, warm by their fires and their families. And others are, well, others are here, in the streets of London. Colder than they'd rather be, hungrier than they'd rather be, wishing for somewhere safe to go. I'm Rosie. My husband Freddie and I own this pub, the Royal Goat. Freddie's a bit daft. Well, actually, he's a lot daft, but he loves this pub. Now, it's not making us rich, of course, but we always have food on the table and a warm place to sleep. That is Charley. Wasn't too long ago that Charley had somewhere safe to go, too. Charley's mum died in the cholera outbreak last year. Dad's been gone for years, was hauled off to the debtor's prison when Charley was only 2. The trouble with Charley is that Charley feels responsible for all the other street orphans too. Now, I tried to help out when I can.
I'll take it from here, Rosie. You can run along.
Fine, as you like. Who am I to argue with an angel, love? I need to go wipe down the tables anyway.
You can't argue with an angel. Some of the finer points of this story may seem strikingly convoluted. Don't worry about it. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. Try to keep up. The trouble with Charley, you see, is that, well, he's a she. Looks tough, right? Not really. Actually, she's all ooey-gooey on the inside. Now, not in a nougat or a caramel kind of way, but more like a truffle or a strawberry jam-filled biscuit, or like a mincemeat pie if they weren't completely repulsive. What I'm trying to say is that Charley had a really good mum, a mum that taught her all about my boss, taught her to read the Bible and talk to him, God, I mean. In this fallen world of filth, disease, pestilence. Actually, I'm going to stop right there. Pestilence is a fantastic word. You should probably write it down. Mark my words, in 150 years, that's going to appear on a very important test called the SAT. You'll all have to take it. You'll want to know, yes. And while we're on the subject, eviscerate, another good word. Write that one down too. In fact, all the words in the play, just write them all down as I'm saying them, as everyone's saying them, it's fine. But I was making a list. Disease, pestilence, and terribly selfish people. The ability to hold a conversation with the Lord and Creator of all the universe is probably the best hope a person can have, just to guess there. And she is the best chance any of these little hooligans have. Well done, you, sir. You see, God has big plans for Charley. The trouble with Charley is that she doesn't know it yet. I can't even talk. Yet.
Cart, where have you been? Hi, Jimmy. Were either you playing an oboe just now? Could have sworn I heard an oboe.
What's an oboe? Yeah, what's an oboe?
Never mind. Where you been?
Here and there, really. And don't call him Jimmy. He's my executive officer and should be addressed as such. Number 1, where have we been? Here and there, really.
Don't change the subject. Where have you been and where did you get that scarf?
What scarf?
Don't start with me. The scarf in your pocket. Where have you been and where did you get it?
Oh, you mean this? This is not a scarf. It's a hanky. A giant's hanky. He was after Jimmy, and so I kicked him in his big toe and nicked it when he ducked down to see what it was. It's a good one, too. Only 1 or 2 bogeys in it.
Ugh. It's not an hanky, it's a scarf. And why would there be bogeys in it?
Number 1, why are there bogeys in this scarf?
Well, sir, with all due respect, there are bogeys. You blew your nose in on the way here.
And why would I blow my nose with a scarf, number 1?
Because you didn't have a hanky.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Cart, now that's enough. You know better. Now, I don't pretend to understand all of God's ways, but I do know that he provides for our needs, and I'm pretty sure his plan doesn't end up with your bogeys ending up in someone else's scarf. And I want you to return that scarf to its rightful owner this very minute.
Yes, Admiral. Make it so, number one.
Caught. Oh, God, will that child ever learn? Sometimes I don't think he's heard a word I've said to him, and I worry so much about him and the others. I just don't understand. Shouldn't every child have a full stomach and a warm bed at night, and a mum to tuck them into it? I don't have that now, but I did have. Maybe that's the problem. I know what they are missing. That's what I want for them, Lord. A place to call home, full stomachs, and someone to love them. But how am I to manage such a thing? Even I don't have somewhere to go. Far away, a child rests his candle and a book. He looks at trees. Not so far, the light of Christmas hope is healing hearts. It's mending seams. That's not so far. Lord, please show me somewhere, somewhere sweet that I could stay, somewhere to rest my sleepy head, somewhere that isn't so far away.
It's not so far.
It seems so far.
It's not that far.
I'll count my steps.
Hold your head up high.
Something feels like hope.
It's like a star inside your heart. And all the wishes wished and missed are given life tonight.
And I am wishing, Lord, to get this right.
So Lord, please show me somewhere. Please, Lord, show me somewhere. Oh, there's always somewhere to go. Well, who put that there? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much greater than they?
Is somebody playing an oboe? No? Oh, well, the birds in the sky don't have to worry about what they're going to eat, so why should we? And I know that we are loved. And whenever we are scared or cold, I know that we are loved because you love us, Lord. And I know that you have a plan for us. And whenever you're ready to tell me what it is, I'm all ears.
moving right along. Check out this sweet bit of space gadgetry I've picked up. You're probably confused by the technology. Microphones don't get invented for another 20 years or so. Scene 2, wherein 3 new people are introduced, one of whom's rather mercurial. Now that's a big word, it means odd. 2 more things are stolen, and more of the plot begins to be revealed. In perhaps a roundabout way, but revealed nevertheless. If you're confused, well, who could blame you? I'm confused, and I have a script. Speaking of which, what happens next? Rosie's sweeping with a well, that's an obvious thing, isn't it? What the dickens is Rosie meant to sweep with? Is Rosie meant to sweep with a battle axe? Is Rosie meant to sweep with a bar of chocolate? Rosie's sweeping with a broom as Matthew and Christopher arrive. That's it. I've misread the script. That's parenthetical material, so I'll stop talking now. Take it away, Rosie not sweeping with a chocolate bar.
Was somebody just playing an oboe?
Maybe.
Exactly.
No? Yeah, London smells. What in God's name could be worth standing up this close to the river, man? You want to know something? I hear there's more sewage in the Thames now than water these days. And aren't there pubs closer to home where we could have eaten? Honestly, cousin, is the food really that good here?
Oh, dear Matthew. You would complain if this were Buckingham Palace. I promise, the food and the company will live up to your standards. Not sure about your fiancée. Her tastes are a bit elevated for this type of fare. But have faith, cousin. Here, come and make the acquaintance of the lady of this fine establishment. Mrs. Tangle.
Oh.
So good to see you again. Please meet my young cousin, Mr. Matthew Ferrers.
Miss Tangle, what a pleasure it is to meet you.
Oh, Mr. Ferrers, the pleasure's all mine. But please, call me Rosie. Mrs. Tingle was my mother-in-law. God rest her soul. I'm just Rosie, and that's that. Freddie, we have a Mr. Ferrers here with his young cousin. Freddie!
Well, don't stop me now.
What are you cooking, love?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken? But we're in Britain, love. We don't fry chicken. Don't mind Freddie. He's a great cook, but a bit daft. My mom always used to say he was slightly mad. Anyways, what do you say I go inside and help him finish up? Give us a few minutes and we'll have you a fresh meal. In the meantime, why don't you come in and have a drink? I can't recommend the water, but the ale is good.
Thank you, Rosie, but I think we'll wait out here for a bit and enjoy the fresh air.
As you like, love.
Fresh air? What fresh air, man? Have you even a nose? Or is that thing just there to hold your spectacles?
Matthew, really. Enjoy the sights of London. The architecture, the commerce, the people in the streets.
Yes, that's all well and good. Unfortunately, as you are well aware, Sarah would probably loathe the condescension to even notice the people in the streets.
Well, as you are well aware, your fiancé and I have very different opinions on that. It's our God-given duty to notice, Matthew. These people are no different than you or I, and we are called to care about them.
Yeah, well, I truly appreciate your sermons, cousin. Believe me, I really do. But Sarah, she sees things very differently. And if I am to marry her, then I must make an effort to respect her opinions. Societal convention is of great value to her and her family. Please sit down. I'm sure some of these people work very hard for what they have. But Sarah believes that many of them just simply refuse to. She believes, now she's convinced that they're the ones who end up living on these streets. And simply anyone who wishes to do better in this world could find a way.
Of course she would believe that. What about the children, Matthew? Look at that boy there. His appearance tells me that he lives on these streets. Do you think he lives on these streets by choice?
How can you even be sure he lives on these streets? His parents could be just around the corner, picking somebody's pockets. And I advise you to stay away from them as well, because it's what these people have been taught. These people, they have no scruples. They settle for what they have and they do not strive for more. They eke out their living by taking from others. And I can simply find no way to feel sorry for them.
Does your fiancée realize...
Good God, man. Her name, it's Sarah. Why can you not just say her name?
Because I don't really like her name. It rhymes with my wife's name and, well, it's stupid.
Well, okay.
Anyhow, does she realize that this neighborhood lost over 600 people within a few weeks last year to cholera? Many of them were mothers and fathers. Where do you think their children went? They had nowhere to go, so they ended up here, on the streets of London. These were hard-working families, Matthew. Everything is not so black and white as it may appear to her, cousin.
Jimmy. And what do? You scan away all the customers with that infernal bell. And where did that bell come from now that I think about it?
Look, Admiral, with all due respect, his name's number 1, and I have no idea where he is. And this is not a bell. It's a very important naval communication.
Of course it is. And where did you get it?
From my ship. Hello?
Really, Cart, will you ever learn?
Ouch, Charlie, that really hurts.
Honestly, Cart, it's almost Christmas. Now, how about you return that bell to its rightful owner while I go see how much bread I can manage to buy us with the money I actually earned? Oh, and please find Jimmy.
It's from me on ship. I'd be right back to return it to myself. And dadgummit, I told you his name's number 1. Madness is that. Well, here you go, Captain Cott. Regrettably, I must inform that us, that's the right word, us, nicked this fine naval communicator from you when you weren't looking. But it's unharmed, and I hereby return it to myself with a heavy heart and great remorse. I hope I didn't cause myself too much inconvenience, and as I kindly not toss myself from the brig. Oh, hello, sir. Wait, no, that's mine. You just come up and steal my bill like a common thief. What's this? Captain Cott, not all is lost after all, if I do say so myself. Now let's go find out number 1.
It's out here somewhere. Oh, great. Yep. Not there. Well, cousin, perhaps Sarah is right. Even a handkerchief isn't safe with this lot. Now, are you so sure that these are the hard-working, honest people that you believe them to be?
All right, moving right along. There's so many children out there. Hello, children. Children, you'll forgive me if I bounce around up here like a madman. I promise it's only because I really have to tinkle. Scene 3, wherein Cart is made to feel guilty, and Charley's made to feel embarrassed, and Matthew's made to feel that every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man. And what's next? Exit, stage left. Hello, Rosie, can you tell me something? Which way is stage left? It's that way. Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's a smile on your face. Have I got a bogey on mine? Rosie, you're hiding something. Don't play me, Rosie. Rosie, I'm going this way, and you're not going to stop me. Don't play an angel.
Is somebody playing an oboe? No?
Ah, well, hello, Charlie, my love. How are you on this fine winter's evening?
Hello, Rosie. I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you for asking. Can I ask you a question?
Well, of course you can.
That rich fellow, Mr. Ferrers, I believe it was. What do you know about him?
Well, there are two Mr. Fairchild. Which one do you mean? The older or the younger?
Oh, of course, the younger, I suppose. Do you know him well, and is the other man his father?
Oh, no, not his father, no, his cousin. Why do you care?
Just noticed he dresses very smart. They seem to come here quite often. Are they friends of yours?
Oh, friends. Good Lord, child, what fine company you must think I keep. No, they are not what I would call my friends. Very likable gentlemen, of course, but merely customers. They are from Cambridge. Mr. Matthew Ferrers, the younger, is set to inherit. From what I understand, he and his cousin, Mr. Christopher Ferrers, are very close. But Mr. Christopher Ferrers is a parson. All the family money was supposed to settle on his father, but in the end, it all settled on Mr. Matthew Ferrers' grandfather instead. You know how these things go.
No, not really.
Oh, well, I suppose you wouldn't. Some sort of family feud, and the rich folks give their money to whichever one of their relatives says what they want to hear.
So what brings them to London, then? Something to do with the inheritance?
No, I don't think so. I heard them say something once about a relative. Maybe they have family here in town.
Oh, well, how nice for them. What about Mrs. Ferrers? I never see a lady with either of them.
I don't know. Oh, but they seem to have ladies with them today. Here they come now. Oh. Ah. Hello, Mr. Ferrers. Welcome back to the Royal Goat, and you brought your ladies, I see.
Hello, Rosie. We always seem to find you here in front of the pub. You must spend a lot of time out here.
Oh, it's plot points, love.
I'm sorry?
Plot points. All major plot points must happen in front of the goat. No one could follow the story otherwise.
Plot. Oh, right then, well, meet my wife, Clara, and Matthew's fiancée. Clara, fiancée, Mrs. Rosie Tangle. She and her husband own this pub and serve the best food in London, in my experience.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say, Mr. Ferrers. Maybe in Soho, at least. What did you say your name was again, love?
It's Sarah. Sarah Fulborn at the Cambridge Fulborns.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you both. And a happy Christmas to you. What do you say I go and fix up 4 plates?
That would be excellent, Rosie. Thank you.
Oh.
Matthew, must we really eat here? Surely there's a nicer place to eat than this.
Trust me, Sarah. The food here, it's wonderful.
Yes, of course. I'm sure we'll be feasting on the best that London has to offer in this architectural masterpiece, appropriately named after the crowning specimen of Mammalia. Really, Matthew, I can't believe you would continue to associate with people and in places like this. But better to be inside this egregious public house and out here in the stink. I'll be inside.
Goodness, Matthew.
Isn't she at gym?
Those are nice trousers, Mr. Ferrers!
Excuse me? Oh, good God, Matt, did you hear that? Now the brigand wants to steal my trousers.
Matthew, really? You don't know that Charley took your handkerchief?
Well, Charley, is that what you call him? Yeah, he was the only person out here whenever I went in.
Him? Which him?
Charley, the brigand, that just ran off after fencing my trousers?
Oh, Lord, you two really are blind if you think that's a boy.
Miss Sarah is seated and your meal is ready. She seems a bit out of sorts, Mr. Matthew. Perhaps you should come in directly.
Rosie, that young Charley, is he a boy or a girl?
Well, he's a girl, of course, but shh, don't tell him that.
Why on earth does she dress as a boy then?
And she dresses as a boy to keep the men away.
Men?
Yes, you know, men, the real brigand.
Indeed. That's the trouble with Charley. Although, I think she fancies you, Mr. Matthew.
What? I thought she just fancied my trousers.
You see, cousin, everything is not so black and white as it may appear.
Perhaps. You are right.
Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about momentum, and boy, do we have it. As our story draws to a climax, Elton and Madonna enter the scene quarreling viciously over whom is the best Beatle. Is it Paul?
Oh, yes, it's Paul.
Is it John?
No, they're wrong. It's got to be John.
We must know. Are they coming? Wait a minute, I've done it again. Sorry, they've quadruple booked me in the plays this Christmas, and I can't actually keep them straight. What is this? That's upside down and backwards. This is scene 4, is it not? Scene 4? Okay, scene 4. Cart does something right. Sarah does something wrong. Interesting narrative hack. This is the only scene in which my voice is not mistaken for an oboe, I think.
Charlie, I need to tell you something.
I really hope it's good news, Cart. I don't think I can handle any more bad news today. Have you found Jimmy?
I'm sorry, Charlie. I can't find Jimmy, and I really do wish it was good news I had for you, but it isn't. I messed up, Charlie. I didn't listen to you. I knew better, but I did it anyway.
Did what, Cart? What did you do?
I'm really sorry, Charlie.
Where'd you nick that from? You'll just have to give it right back.
I can't, Charlie. It's the rich fellows, the one that comes with the older fellow and talks to Rosie all the time. But that's not the worst part.
What? What could be worse than that?
They think you took it. I heard them say it. They think you took it, Charlie.
Oh, you better get out of your cart. I really don't want to see you right now. Of course, they still can't find Jimmy. Of course, Cart's taken the handkerchief. Of course, they think it was me. And of course, it would be all on top of the fact that I've already somehow managed to look completely foolish in front of him. Well, why not, right? It's Christmas, and that's how these things go. Well, I'm tired of things, and I'm tired of living this life. Lord, I've not been honest. Something has separated my face from my soul, and it renders me quite incapable of exhibiting what I really feel. And I've told you it's all okay, Lord, but that is a lie. And I've told this lie to the rest of the world. I've told it to the children. I've told them that all is fine and the sun will rise in the morning. And all the while, this face smiles as I say it. And where is the sun now? Things are so far from fine, and the stupid face just keeps smiling. Well, here I am, Lord. This is me. And I hurt. And I bleed, and I haven't a scar or bruise to prove it, but I am in pain. Such pain. I mean, who here cares, right? I mean, birds in the sky, alas, in this light, I cannot see them, and do you care? Do you? I just need to know that you care, Lord. Because sometimes it's quite difficult to see that. You know, I had something. I really had something. I mean, it wasn't much, no, but it was definitely something. I mean, I had a home, I had clothes, I mean, girl clothes, because I'm a girl. And I had a mother. Do you remember my mother, Lord? Because I remember her. But I mean, this face never shows it. And it's this face, this stupid lie, which makes me so afraid that I've somehow forgotten my own mother. That brilliant hint of peace that once used to wrap my life like a warm coat. I mean, only it's Christmas, Lord, and my coat's been stolen. I mean, yes, I smile and wave at the people passing by, but I can still hear her, Lord. I can still hear all the silly things she used to say to me when I was up late at night, afraid to sleep because the darkness was marching headlong towards me. And I remember her wit, how effortlessly she could resolve any situation, every situation. And I remember her smell. Against the thick, repulsive stench of the London streets. Lord, I can still smell my mother's perfume, and she's dead. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, why am I here, Lord? How am I to care for these children? I can barely take care of myself, so what, pray tell, am I to do with children? They know nothing of peace or hope. They haven't a thought of warm beds. Lord, they barely know what it is to eat food. And who will resolve this situation now? We're alive today, yes, but how do we get to tomorrow? I mean, how am I to be strong for them, Lord, when I can't even be strong for myself, and I'm not strong. I'm not. I'm tired. You know, if I slept and never woke, I shouldn't be too upset. If I'm to be strong, make me so. I mean, please make me strong, Lord, because I'm not, and I'm tired of this lie, and I'm tired of this stupid face.
Charley, are you okay?
Tired isn't a big enough word. I'm weary.
Oh, poor child. I really do love that girl.
Well, too much love will kill ya.
Dadgummit, where's Charlie? Hey,
Oh,
Rosie, have you
hey.
seen Charlie?
Well,
I need to talk to him. He's really mad at me. I messed up and took Mr. Ferris's handkerchief, and now they think Charlie took it. But I'm gonna make it right, though.
no, Cart, why would you do something like that? It's not right taking other people's things.
I know. But I'm gonna make it right, though. Where does he live? I'll sneak it into his house and place it on his desk or bed or something. He'll think he just lost
Oh,
it.
no, you won't. He's not from here in London, and I don't know where he stays when he is here. Besides, the right thing to do is to confess to him. That's the only way to clear Charlie's name. Besides, it's a major plot point. All major plot points must happen in front of a goat. Why can't I get everyone on the same page as that?
What the dickens is a plot point?
It's a kind of magic.
Ah, that
Well,
explains it.
Here comes your chance to make it right, okay? Here come the Ferrers now. Oh, hello, Mr. Ferrers. Twice in one day. What a pleasure.
Yes, well, we were hoping to have some of your wonderful pot roast.
Oh, well, I'm happy to oblige. It seems like you've become quite fond of my pot roast lately.
Oh, best I've ever tasted, ma'am.
Oh.
No one makes pot roast like you do, Rosie.
Yes, I dare say that the chefs of Buckingham Palace must get their training from you here at the Royal Goat. Perhaps that's where they got the name.
Oh, no. All the credit goes to Freddie, really. He does most of the cooking, and I prefer cleaning and taking care of people. Have you met young Cart here? Cart fancies himself captain of a ship. Cart, this is Mr. Ferrers, Mr. Ferrers, Mrs. Ferrers, and Ms. Fulbourne.
Hello, Captain Cart. What kind of a name is Cart, if I may ask?
Well, they say I fall off a turnip cart since no one really knows where I came from, and the name just stuck. It suits me, though. Doesn't matter where I came from, as long as I know where I'm going.
How adorable.
Where is that? Where are you going, Kat?
Well, I'll pardon it for now, but in the future I'd like you to address me as Sir or Captain. And I don't think where I'm going is any of your business, but if you must know, I plan to sell it to the Americas.
Well, I apologize, Captain Cart. And when do you plan to go? Today?
No, not today. I have to hire a crew first. Don't suppose you know how to sell, do you?
No, sir. But thank you for considering my services.
Cart, isn't there something else you want to discuss with these nice people?
Oh, yeah, there's that. You see...
Cart!
Here,
What?
it's yours.
Well, I see that it's mine. I'm just confused as to how you had it.
Well, I nicked it, of course. Are you that thick? You can't just leave a hanky laying around and expect it not to get nicked. It was on the bench, so I took it. Of course, if it had been in your pocket, I still probably would have taken it. But that's another discussion entirely.
You're that good, eh?
Oh, yes. Now that you bring it up, I'm very good. I could see your trousers in the Christmas cold and you wouldn't even notice. I've been called, among other things, the knicker of my generation. But the point is, Charlie did not take it. Charlie's not like that. He's the best person I know. You see this as a handkerchief, but to me, it's dinner. Dinner for several days. But still, Charlie says it's wrong to take from other people. He says if we just let him, the Almighty will feed us. Lately, I've been thinking I should give that a try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Good, that one is. Use it, I might.
Well, Charlie is right, Captain Cart. God will provide. This Charlie sounds like a clever fellow.
Oh, yes, he's very clever and smart. I suppose that's why they made him admiral, and I'm still just a captain.
Well, I'm proud of you for doing the right thing, Cart. I mean, Captain Cart.
Thank you, ma'am. You really should be.
I I'm sorry. I simply cannot play along with this tomfoolery anymore. You are not a ship captain. You are a thief, a street thief. And simply stealing something and apologizing for it does not make it okay. How can you laugh at this? How can you continue to associate with these people? I always knew you were somewhat gullible, Matthew. But I thought with your pedigree and station that you would rise above this type of society. I refuse to participate any longer. I'm done.
What's got your niggers in a twist, lady? Call me what you like, but I think you're crazy. You probably come from a very long line of crazy people, and I think you need to go home. Go home and open up a house for crazy people. There's a society you can participate in.
Cart! That is not a very nice thing to say. Fiance. Oh! I've done the thing! Oh, help me out, gentlemen. Fiance can't help where she comes from, Now, why don't you go inside and get yourself some pot roast, And get some for Jimmy, too.
I haven't seen Jimmy since the day before yesterday. I don't suppose I'll be having to get his dinners anymore.
Oh, so now we are supposed to feel bad for him because his friend is missing and completely ignore the fact that he insulted me, my family, and questioned our mental constitution? Well, I don't. I just can't. He is the worst kind of creature, and we are above this. Matthew, it is time for you to choose. If we are to have a future together, you must leave with me right now and not look back. I will not live a life tainted with this society. Are my days to be filled with these type of associations? Must I look forward to eating swill that even a pig would reject among peddlers or bottom feeders in a pub such as this one as much as twice a day? Must I look forward to filthy street children begging for handouts and insulting me? I can't believe you, Matthew. And my name is Sarah.
Well, okay. Thank you for making your feelings on the matter so clear to me, Sarah. You've just saved me from making a grave error. Now, please feel free to use our carriage and go home. My cousins and I are going to find another way.
Oh, now that's a plot point.
Are you all right, Matthew?
I think so. Oddly, I feel a bit relieved.
Me too.
Christopher.
Do. My dear, I'm just expressing my feelings.
Well, you don't have to express them here.
Rosie, please accept my sincerest apologies if that lady, and I use the term only because no other term comes to mind, offended you in any way. Her opinions were hers and hers alone. My cousins and I, we view you and the pub in the highest regard, and it absolutely mortifies me to think that anybody could say something so hateful as that.
No, don't worry about it, love. I've been talked down to by worse than the likes of her. Forgive me for saying so, but the old goat to me have seen far nastier displays of arrogance than what that young, spoiled lady just showed us. I'm actually far more worried about Jimmy, to be honest. I do wonder where he's gotten off to. Oh, I hope we haven't lost another one.
Is it not like him to be gone like this? Maybe he's with some other friends?
No, it's not like him at all. Cart and he are best friends. Oh, that Cart adores Jimmy. And Charley, too. Poor Charley is taken to caring for Cart, Jimmy, and the rest ever since her mom died. That's a large responsibility for someone so young, especially one that lives on the streets.
Well, what happened to Charley's father?
Oh, he was hauled off to debtor's prison when Charley was only 2. He died there. And after that, Eleanor was forced to raise the child alone. Oh, she was a fine person, Eleanor was. Shame she died so young. She was a good mom to Charley.
Eleanor? What was her last name? What did her husband do?
Harriet, it was. Yeah, Harriet. I have no idea what it was before she got married, though. She wasn't from the city originally. She married Thomas when he was young. He was a tailor by trade and a fine-looking young man. Oh, he adored Eleanor. And Charley, too, but he was horrible with money. He owned a small tailor's business, but he loved music most of all, and he worked as a musician when he could. And that is what killed him in the end. He worked harder on his music than he did his business, and it cost him everything. And poor Eleanor was forced to work as a washwoman after they hauled Thomas away. And after she died of the cholera, Charley had nothing. Had nowhere to go but the straits. It's tragic.
Rosie, I'm going to have to take a rain check on that pot roast. Matthew, Clara, go ahead and eat. I'll meet you back at the orphanage. Can I ask a favor of you, Rosie? Can you make sure that Charley and Cart are here Monday at 3 o'clock? I know it will be Christmas Eve, but it's very important. If things go as I suspect they will for me over the next couple of days, we're going to have a very happy Christmas indeed.
Okay, love, I'll do my best to have Cart and Charlie here Monday, 3 o'clock. Orphanage.
Oh, that's a very clever joke. You're a funny man, you are. Well, listen, I'll call you. You there with the face. Is this scene 5? No, it's not scene. It is scene 5. We have a conflict. I'm going with scene 5. All right. There'll be no pop stars or space aliens today, my friends. Just strange little orphan girls dressed as orphan boys. Scene 5. Family and singing, and Charlie's a girl, and incalculable happiness. Basically, everybody happy, happy, happy.
Happy, happy, happy about what?
Well, let's see. Spoilers, can't say.
Oh, come on, love.
Nope.
You can trust me.
You're not going to beat it out of me, Rosie.
Oh,
Spoilers.
You. Oh. Talking to? Did anyone hear an oboe?
I don't understand what's so important for us to have to be here on Christmas Eve. Cart, I'm very proud that you returned the anchored ship and cleared my name. But I'm still embarrassed that we were made to look like such fools, and I'd really rather not spend any more time with these people.
You're gonna have to trust me, Charlie, love. Have a little patience. What could it hurt to see what they want with you,
Yeah, Charlie. Besides, they're rich people. Maybe they'll bring us presents. That's what rich people do.
Well, of course they're not going to bring us presents, Cart. Don't be daft.
Well?
See, Charlie? I told you.
Hello, everyone. Rosie, thank you for this.
Oh, my pleasure, love.
Enough of the pleasantries. Let's get to the business at hand. What are the presents for?
Cart! Honestly, what are your manners? That's very rude.
Well, maybe so. But it doesn't change the fact that they're carrying presents, and they certainly did not wrap them for themselves. And what does that mean, Lily? The one that had the social graces of flower poker. Does she go back home to her crazy family?
Well, you're right about that, Cart. This one's for Charlie.
Me? Why?
Never mind why. Just open it, Charlie. And Miss Fulborn has removed herself from our party. Our inventory has been reduced by 1 fire poker.
Oh my, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's a prop. What'd you do? Steal the fire poker's clothes before she left? You can have mine back. I'm not sure I like this game. But it may fetch a high price, Charlie. Maybe I'll keep mine anyway.
Just open it, Captain Cart.
Why do you have a frock?
Why, indeed.
We can get to that later. First, I have some things to tell you, Charlie. When I was a child, I had a cousin. We were the best of friends, and we were practically inseparable. As we grew older, however, we spent less and less time together, as cousins often do. Around the age of 19, circumstances arose which resulted in my cousin abandoning our family and running away. And I never saw my cousin again. As the years went by, we pieced together information, mostly from rumor, that London had been the probable destination. But London is a very big city, as you know, and we were never able to find out where. I lay awake so many nights wondering what life in this city must have been like. And since that time, I have felt a calling on my life to open a home here in the city where young people who didn't have a family could go. A place to be safe and warm and to feel loved.
So that's what this is about. You want us to come and live there?
Well, yes, but there's much more. I never knew what became of my cousin until Friday. I just found out that my cousin was your mother, Charlie. My cousin, you see, was named Eleanor, after my mother. When she was almost 19, though, she met and fell in love with a traveling musician who was visiting the area. Our family did not approve of him because he was of a lower station, and they forbade her to see him. But she was very headstrong and apparently loved him deeply because she abandoned everything she knew and loved to be with him. I never knew the man's name, only that he played the oboe, until Friday. Based on the information Rosie gave us, I went and searched the records. I found out that my cousin, Eleanor Ferrers, married a Mr. Thomas Harriet, and a year later gave birth to you, Charlotte Harriet.
Huh? Wait, Charlotte?
Wait, are you sure this is all true?
Yes, you are my family, Charlie. Your grandmother and my mother were sisters.
Wait, so you're all my cousins?
Well, no, not me. I'm not your cousin. I apparently don't know a bloody thing about you.
I'm not your cousin either, actually. Christopher and I are just related on his father's side.
Oh, so I suppose you can fancy his trousers all you like, love.
I just can't believe I have a family.
And we'd like for you to come and live with us. You could go to school, you would have a home and a family again, and you could help us with the orphanage if you'd like. You know the children and they trust you. You could even bring your young friends with you to live there.
I don't know what to say.
Just say yes.
Well, yes, of course.
Oh, that'll be Freddie burning down the kitchen. I'm gonna go sort that out.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. If Charlie is a girl, now I'm not saying I'm convinced yet, but if she is, then that makes me Admiral.
Well, yes, Cot, I suppose it does.
Admiral? What does that make me?
Number 1!
Oh, Jimmy! Oh, come here. Oh.
Where have you been? You've been gone for 5 days.
I got lost. Can't find the berries, sir. I'm bloody starving, too.
Oh, well, Freddie's just re-killed the Christmas goose, so I'm afraid I can't offer you a warm meal. But why don't we go see what leftovers we can scrounge up,
Well, actually, we have a wonderful dinner being prepared at the orphanage. If you would be able to get away from the pub for a minute, you and Freddie?
Oh, well, certainly. Nothing to serve anyway, and the goat can certainly close for Christmas Eve. It'll be a pleasure for Freddie to have someone else cook for him for a change.
Well, there it is then. Merry Christmas, cousin. Merry Christmas, everyone.
So say we all.
Nearly Christmas Day, and though it always seems so far away, things are changing, did you hear? There's a place to stay, where I'll be brave and you'll behave and things will be
are nearly perfect now.
If I'm asleep, then please don't wake
You're
me
awake,
up.
don't miss this.
And all the wishes wished and missed are given life tonight. I'll wish you luck as we take flight. Time is wrapping up the year, don't forget to breathe. It's Christmas Eve and now we get to leave. And all the wishes wished and missed have never seemed so bright. Just hold my hand and things will be alright. Just hold my hand and things will be alright. Christmas is coming, did you hear that?
Christmas is coming, did you hear? Christmas is coming, can you hear
The music playing, Christmas is coming, and it's bringing every heart be full of joy.
everywhere?
Every smile be full of cheer. Every friend be friendly and be true. It's Christmas time and all we need is you.
Christmas time and all we need is Christmas time and all we need is you. And maybe somewhere,
Well, there's always somewhere. Oh, there's always somewhere, somewhere,
somewhere to go.
Let all the wishes, wished or missed, be given life again tonight. And I'll wish you luck as we take flight. God bless you and keep you. Happy Christmas and good night.
Come on, let's give them another big hand. You can be seated for just about a minute here. Our time has passed, but I want you, I just want to leave you with this thought today. In a few moments, we're going to ask our prayer partners to come up. If anybody needs prayer for anything, they are here. They will be ready, willing, and able in just a few moments to pray with you while they're tearing down the set and doing those things. They'd still love to pray with you. If you have your family here and you want prayer for your whole family, bring them, and they would love to pray with you. But as you go today, I want you to think about this. What was the trouble with Charley? The trouble with Charley was the same trouble that we all have, and that is two things. One, Charley didn't know really why she was here. She didn't realize that God had put her on this planet for a purpose and that He loved her and cared for her, because circumstances had been so bad that she lost sight of why God placed her here. Not only did she not understand why she was here, but and that God loved her and had a plan for her, but the second part of that is that that plan was about more than just her life. There's a great line, there are many great lines in the play, but there's a great line when the angel, which was a bit odd, said, she did, in a good way, said that she didn't realize that God, her creator, had a plan for her, and that plan included her being the one to save all the other orphans in her life and on the street. God has a plan for you today, not only because He loves you and cares about you, but He also has a plan for you to change those around you. And no matter who you are or how bad it's been or what situations or circumstances you're facing today, I want you to know, and we want you to know as the bridge, that number one, God loves you and He has a great plan for you. And while things may look bad, He's orchestrating things to change and turn around if you'll just yield your life to Him and let Him. The second thing is that plan not only includes a great plan for you, but He has a plan for you to change other people's lives. No matter how bad Charley's situation was, God had a plan for her to change her world, and He has a plan for you to do the same. So I want to invite our prayer partners up. Today, if you're here, number one, and you don't know Jesus, if you died today, you don't know where you would spend eternity. Maybe you just stumbled in here because you got a mailer or a flyer or a friend invited you or for whatever reason. But if you're here today and you don't know the Lord, come and they would love to pray with you. But beyond that, if you're here and you need prayer for anything, maybe you need healing in your body, God has a plan to heal you. Maybe you need restoration in a relationship. Maybe there's a situation or circumstance that you're facing that you don't know a way out. These people would love to pray with you. Just like Charley prayed and God heard her prayer. Today they would love to pray with you and God will hear your prayer. And this could be the beginning of a new era in your life. Let me just pray over everyone, and then Mike's going to come and dismiss us, give us instructions to give away the stockings and the Chick-fil-A cards and all of that in just a moment. But I want to pray over you. Father, in Jesus' name, I pray for every person within the sound of my voice. I pray that no one would walk out of these doors the same way that they came in, but they would know right now, in this moment, in this instant, that you love them, that you care for them, that you have a plan for them, and that plan includes them changing their world. Father, I pray that every man, every woman, every boy, and every girl would sense your love and your grace like never before, in Jesus' name. And if you agree, say amen.